Okay. So are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, no.
Okay. So I think in the last class we have seen like, so what is this home screen and what is this connect pane, open pane and discover pane, right? So today we will see like how we will connect to that data. Okay. So once we connect to that, so how the Tableau next screen will be. So once we connect to the data, so then we are talking in the studies architecture about like a live and extract connections. So how that live and extract connections will look like. So everything we will see. Okay. So now we will just see like how we can connect to the data set. Okay. So if you see here in this connect pane, so I'm going to the Excel file now. So then later again, so after the environment discussion, again we have a little more deeper discussion on the connecting to data sources, how the live and extract connections and everything will be. So there I'll show you like in the different types of data sources, how we can connect and things. Right now I'm just going with the Excel file. Okay. So maybe you might have a doubt that where the data source is available. So without data set, how we will connect and things. So let me just tell you one thing. The moment you will install Tableau in your system, there will be a Tableau repository, a folder which will be there in your My Documents. Okay, so let me just show you that. So if I double click on Excel, so it will ask you to locate the file. Okay, so then if you go to the documents, so you can find My Tableau repository. Okay, so if you go to My Tableau repository, so you can find data sources. So under that, so maybe whichever version you will be using, so you can I think since you guys have this version 2020.4, so you can see this folder only, since I have these versions also in my system, so that's why these two folders are also coming there. So you can connect to the sample superstore data. So even our course we will just discuss on this data only, so which is nothing but the sample superstore data, which depends on sales, profit, all those things. Okay, so this is the data which was given by Tableau alone, so you can make use of this data and you can work on it. So now I'm connecting to this. So now let's see what's going to happen to the Tableau screen. So now the screen got changed. So you have connected to that data set and the screen got changed. So if you observe clearly here on the left hand side, you have the connections page. Okay, so you will call this as a connections pane or page, because so whatever the data sets you will be connecting, you will be seeing this. So right now you have connected to sample superstore data, and which is the Microsoft Excel, and you can see what are the sheets available in it. So normally if you open any Excel, so it says sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. So whatever the sheet will be there, those all sheets will come like an individual sheet here, and you can make use that as an each individual sheet as a each data source here. Okay, so likewise, even if we connect to the database also, if you connect to any one database, you'll be having lot of different tables in it. So all the tables will display like this, and the, how it was displaying in here like a sheets. Okay, now I'm just taking one data set and dragging out here. So I think you can observe here drag tables here. So that's why I'm just dragging this here, and even this is how you have to do the data connection also. The if you connect to any data set. So I just dragged here, and now you can observe that something got changed here. So initially it just says drag tables here, and now you can see the live and extract connection and even something called filters and everything. Okay, just remember these things. Okay, so what are the types of connections you have and filters and everything? Why? Because we'll be next class, we'll be completely discussing about these things only, how this live and extract connection will differ. So when you connect to live connection, how the data will refresh, and when you connect to extract connection, how the data will be everything. So I mean the data looks the same, but in terms of the refresh of the data and everything, it will differ. Okay, so I'll explain all those things clearly, but remember that you will be having two types of connections, which is the live and extract connections. And also on the filters portion, you can see um, add filters. So these filters are nothing but you can say data source level filters. So if you want to, let's say you have 10 years of data in your data source, okay, then if you want to just filter out all 8 years data and you just need only 2 years, so you don't want to showcase that data itself to Tableau, so that time you can make use of this data source level filters. So you can just exclude them on the top of the level. So let's say, I think actually I'll explain this when we are discussing in the next topic. But I mean just to show you how it will be. So this will be one pop-up will be coming here, and we can just take that let's say year filter. So maybe if you have an year filter, or maybe right now, let me just take some order date here. And what I'll do is I'll just go with the years. So here 4 years of data is there. I just want only 2020. I'll just select that and click on OK. So what it will do is it just keeps the 2020 data. So it will not show up all the remaining data. So whatever the years we have. So it will just exclude them, and it will just keep this. That's how it will be. Okay. So and you can see this page is, I mean this pane, whatever you are seeing is nothing but the metadata pane you will call. Okay, why metadata pane? Because if you see here, so there is the generic table. You can see like how the data is look like, and on what field the data is there. I mean, if you see row ID, so how it is, the data is in that column, or order ID, how that order ID is looking like, and everything. You can observe manage metadata icon here. So if you click on it, so this is nothing but the metadata. Okay, so why we'll call this as a metadata? Because so here you can observe the actual field name, what it is displaying currently in the Tableau, and the remote field name, so which is nothing but the field name which is appearing in the data source. So why we have this difference? Because sometimes what happens is in Tableau we can change this. So let's say I'm typing this as a row number, but actually when you go to data source, and if you want to do some change or data in net, so you should refer to this row ID column. It's not the row number in the data source. So the actual field name is row ID, but for our reference in Tableau we might have changed it. So if you want to define those things, you can easily observe this. So you can easily understand these columns. Okay, and also you can observe some symbols here, hashtag or ABC, calendar symbol, geographical symbol. All these are nothing but the data types here, which is like an, so if you have like a hash symbol, so you can consider that as an integer. So which is nothing but the integer values, like a numerical values you will be having in it. And if you have ABC in it, it's the string values or the text values. And calendar symbol, which is nothing but the date field. So what happens is along with this calendar, and you will be having a time symbol also, okay, like a round, and it will just say like a watch. Okay, so when you have that combination symbol, you will call it as a date time. Okay, And when you say this globe symbol, you can call that as a geographical field. So why geographical fields will be there, means using that you'll create map views if you want to create, so you can make use of this. Okay, so these are the kind of different things you will be observing. And also maybe it may be ABC, or it may be hashtag, or it may be calendar. If there is an equal sign preceding to this, that field is nothing but the calculated field. Okay, so right now these are the fields which are coming from the data source. If you create any calculated field based on these fields only, it will come like an equal symbol first, then whatever it, if it is in numerical values, it will just show the hashtag. If it is like a text value, so it will just show this ABC. If it is like a date field, it will just show this date field. So that's how that equal symbol, so you can recognize that as an calculated field. Okay, so this is the like next page. So once you connect to the data source, you can observe. And about this data connections and everything, so we'll be discussing more in the next class. But now we will actually see how the Tableau environment will look like, and which option will help us in what type of thing we'll see now. Okay, so to go to the actual Tableau environment, you just need to see here, like go to worksheet. So you need to click here. Okay, so this is the actual workspace where you will be creating your visualizations. Okay, so here you might have observed, I mean, in the earlier versions, it clearly says that dimensions and measures clearly. But here without that name here, so it just says tables, and all the string values and text values, everything will come in the dimensions portion, and all the numerical values, float values, everything will come in the measure values. So that is what um, the dimension and the measures, even we'll be discussing more on this. But how Tableau will do is, like, the moment you will connect to Tableau, it will be dividing that dimensions and measures automatically based on their data type. Like if the data is looking like an string value, then it will put that value into the dimensions. And if the data is looking like a numerical or float value, then that will be coming under measures. Okay, so this will automatically divide it. And maybe you might have a doubt. Okay, maybe since Tableau is automatically doing that, so can we not convert dimension into measure or measure into dimension? Actually, you can do that in Tableau. So maybe according, so let's say you're saying the row number here. So but you don't want to display this in dimensions. You just want to keep this in the measures only. So you can actually convert, or you can just drag and drop. So that will just automatically convert that. Or what you can do is, you can right click on it and you can convert that to dimension. So anyways, whichever way you can do that, it will be easy. Okay, so but again, so all these topics will be coming little more. So now we will understand um, like, so how we will create the visualization. So where which options will help us in creating the visualizations. So once we create the visualization, how those will look like, everything now we will see. Okay, so before creating that, so let's understand what are these shelves we have here. Okay, so and what are the options, all these. Okay, now first we will just go with this shelves here. Then we will go with this minimum options, whatever the things we have. Okay, now let's understand about columns and rows here. So columns and rows is nothing but here like let's say if you are creating an text table, or maybe let's say you are creating a bar graph. Okay, so maybe let me just take region. Okay, I'll just keep it in the rows here. So what will happen, whatever the values in it will come in a row wise information. If you see central, east, south, west, so this is showing like a row here. So let's say if I'm keeping that in the columns, central, east, south, west. Okay, so this is how it will be. Now let me put some sales into the row here. So this will tell us like a region wise sales. So this is what it is. So columns and rows are the key things for us to create
No,
the visualization. Yes.
I mean, ఇప్పుడు నీకు బార్ గ్రాఫ్ గానే ఎలా వచ్చింది? నువ్వు ఎక్కడ చెక్ చేయలే కదా.
I'll tell you. See, based on the fields, whatever you are giving, okay, here, I mean, what are the things? It will automatically display some random graphs in. So maybe sometimes it might show you the line graph, sometimes it may show the pie chart, or sometimes it may just display the bar chart. But according to your
Okay.
requirement, you can switch that. Okay. So
Okay.
maybe I don't want the bar graph here. I will just check this, show me. So, and also if you observe here, so based on the fields, whatever you have dragged here, it will just enable the charts whichever we can display based on it.
Okay.
So you can just click on it and it will automatically change. Okay. So it's not something that just only bar graph. So it depends. You can convert to any kind of chart. Okay. So show me will help you that. And also, so now we just seen about the columns and rows. So maybe if you see, so the moment I clicked on this kind of chart, so all this went out and fallen on the mark shelf. Okay. So after this columns and rows, so mark shelf is the one which will help us in creating the visualizations. Okay. So if you want anything, you just need to put everything in columns and rows, and after that, which will help is the mark shelf only. So mark shelf is nothing but if you want to color out, see. So now sales is in color. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll put region into the color. See, so based on this region, so individually just given some random colors. Maybe even you can change these colors. It's the secondary one. And even the size also, if you just wanted to reduce or something, or maybe if you want to put some labels on it, so you don't want to show all this west, central, everything, you can just uncheck it. So everything. So you can do some formatting or everything. You can just you make use of this. On the details also, if you just hover on it, you are seeing like a west and sales which is displaying. Okay, so along with that, maybe you may want to see
Product name.
maybe you can put that in the detail. Hey, one
And
minute.
the product name, I mean, now we can keep in the rows, right? You want.
Sorry. Yeah,
I
so
mean,
you,
you added that
okay, okay,
region and
see,
sales in that rows and columns, right? You can add in there or you can add in these marks.
see anywhere, see, so it depends. Okay, again you should think how your visualization has to come and how this product name will help you. Well, because if you see, you have a lot of product names here. So
Yeah.
if you are showing some graph using this, does it make sense?
Okay.
So you should think that also. So instead, maybe I can put it in a
Yes, you
tooltip
can
or
click.
something. So if you hover there, so maybe some product name which is showing, because it is having huge, maybe let's try with the segment. Okay,
It's
segment also is having that. Okay, let's try some profit, or see, if you see um, profit and sales both is showing when you hover on it. Okay, so
Okay.
this is like a column. So generally we'll call this as a shelf. Okay, shelves, columns, shelf, row shelf, mark shelf. Okay, and see here also again, now maybe you can change this to circle it, the graph changed, and maybe you can show as a line. So since it is nothing, and maybe you can show this as an area chart. So it depends. Okay, so maybe however you want to show this, you can display it. So based on this, and so other than this, so you might have seen like a filters and pages. So both will help us in creating the filters only. Let's say the same thing, you want to add some filter. Okay, here, so maybe I just added this filter here. Once you add this, so you just need to drag and drop to the filter shelf. If you want to display this filter, what you have to do is you have to just click on this arrow button and click on show filter. Then it will just show you all the values whichever is available there. What you can do now is, so you can just select only furniture. So now maybe see, let's observe one thing. So for all, when you selected all, observe the profits and sales. So how much it is showing, 108, 418, 725, 458 something. So there are some different values. Now I'll just select for furniture. You can observe the value got changed. So profit is just 11K and sales is something around 2 lakhs something. So it depends. So this is how maybe people want to just showcase their filters and something. So they will just make use of this filters. Okay. Now page self also will look like the same, but let me just show you something. Magic
Discontinued.
into, okay, it kind of automated filter kind of thing. Okay, so now the moment I added here, so it was displaying here. Okay, now if you see, let me just select all here, and you can see lot of subcategories are there, right? So what it will do normally is, so this is something like an how it has to move, slow, medium, fast, something like that. So if you just click on it, what will happen is it will automatically move it. So all the values whatever we have, right, so it will automatically move those values. Then you can just see the values which is coming up there. So it is just going in a normal way now. So maybe let's say you just wanted to keep it very slow. So it will just slowly move. So maybe you can just read also sometimes. So the time it was just displaying there. So this is the page. So page is not something like an, it will automatically move it. Or maybe you can say, let's say if you are having a book with you, so how you will slowly move pages, or maybe slowly it will just randomly going, right? The same way it will just help you. So this is also a filter. So maybe if you want to use the filter like this, you can make use of it. Okay. So these two are now the filter shelf and page shelf. Okay. And I think I have already told you about the show me, so which will be having, so based on the fields and dimensions and measures what we have dragged to columns, rows, or mark shelf, and all those things, filters, everything. um, it will enable some graphs, so whichever is suitable for that. So then according, so it's not that, okay, so whatever the graphs which is showing here, which it will be strict to that. So we can create some custom graphs also. So it again, so it will be dependent on how you want to display your information, and based on that we can just work on it and we'll display it. Now we will see, you can observe two things here. So this is the data pane, so what you are seeing, and there is something called analytics pane. So which is nothing but I think everything is hiding now. So maybe based on the field dimensions and measures whatever you have used, so it will just enable all these items. Okay, so this is something like a little statistical calculations, average, median, all these things. Okay, and this is nothing but which will help us something you do it like a predictive analysis. Okay, so now we'll go to this um, options now. Hello, hello,
అన్నా చెప్పన్నా
వినిపిస్తుందా?
వినిపిస్తున్నాను.
ఓకే, అది సంథింగ్ హ్యాపెండ్. ఇది నాకు జూమ్ స్క్రీన్ చూపికన్నా ఉంటే ఓకే, నౌ ఐ కెన్ సీ. ఓకే, okay, now we will see about this options. Okay. Mm, so before going to this, let's finish this before this call gets connected in 5 minutes. Then after again we'll join back. We will see about the main file options. Okay. So these are nothing but the main favorite options I would say, are the toolbar I would say. So these symbols normally will observe in any of the generic files, like Excel or PowerPoint or anything, whatever the files you'll open. So like a undo, redo, save button, and from this it will differ. um, this data source plus symbol whatever you are seeing, so this is nothing but if you would like to connect to a new data source. So actually in the home page what we have seen, in the connect page we went and we connected to the page, right? So now you are into this working environment. So now how you want to connect to a data source, new data source, you can just click on this. It will go to that connect pane and you can make use of it, and again you can connect to whatever the Excel file or the database, whatever you want. And this is nothing but pause auto updates. This will help you in when you connected to a huge data set and which is updating minute to minute or second to second. So let's say if you, as I told you, we have two connections, live and extract connections. So when you connected in a live connection for some financial data or maybe, so whatever the data which is updating minute to minute or second to second, every time it was refreshing. Okay. So when you connect it to that, so when you are doing your work or the visualization, so it will be keep on changing and you're not able to understand what it is doing and things. So what you would like to do is you just need to pause that update and then you just need to finish your work and then you have to resume it. So in that case it will help you to pause that auto update, so every minute whatever it was updating, then once you just finish all the work, then you can just resume this. Okay, so if you just pause it, so next time, so if you want to just refresh it, so it will just help you to refresh that. So if you just resume it, so this will refresh option will go off. Okay, now the next option is, you can see, I think yesterday you have some doubt. um, Worksheet, dashboard, storyboard. So worksheet symbol will look like this. Okay, so some bar and plus symbol, dashboard, and now the storyboard. If you clearly see here, the place whatever we are working now, so this is nothing but the worksheet. So if you see, so the dashboard symbol is this, or either you can go here or using this also you can go to. So once you create all the related worksheets for a report, then if you want to combine, you can use this dashboard and you can combine there. Okay, storyboard also the same. So either you can combine the worksheets or the multiple dashboards, you can combine and create kind of a storyboard for a report and you can showcase it. Okay, so now you have one more option now, duplication. So you have done some lot of work in this worksheet, and in the same next sheet also you just need to create the same and just something called maybe some filter or some small adjustment you have to do. So that time you need not to create the complete sheet again. You can just click on this and it will just duplicate it as is, and maybe you can just change what are the small change you want to do there. Okay, and the next one is like a clearing the sheet. So what it will do is it will just clear everything, or it will just clear the worksheet formatting. So maybe if you have done some rich formatting, the fonts and everything, so it will just remove that manual formatting, whatever you have done, it will just remove everything. So it will something like, if you see this, all these things related to formatting and how you want to adjust manually, all those things. Okay, so it will just clear out everything. And either if you want to just clear out the complete sheet itself, you can just click on it, it will just clear it. Okay, now let me just put something here to show that swap. See, this is nothing but swap. Okay, so whichever is there in columns and rows, it will just swap it. Swap rows and columns, so it will just swap it. Okay, so maybe so instead you can just drag this again like this, or again if you want to switch it, so instead of that you can just use this swap option, so it will just